In today's world of FPV, we have three major digital players. We've got DJI, Caddx, and also HD0. In this video, if you're wondering which one's best, well, we've got you covered and we're going to give you the answer. G'day, you absolute legends. Stu here from UAVfutures, and today, well, we're going to be doing a direct comparison and giving you the right information to decide what is the best digital system out there. I do have my little 3-year-old assistant right here helping me out. She's feeling a little bit under the weather, so she's helping me at work today, but don't worry, we're still going to get you covered with the right information. And what that is we're looking at DJI, we're looking at the new Caddx Walksnail system, and also HD0. We're going to be putting them in a head-to-head to give you the right information. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, the costs, the group's fly settings, the different things you can do with them, who they're suited for. Stuart, what is the best digital system? But something they don't want to hear is they're kind of suited for different needs. So different pilots are going to need different things. You're helping me out. You're doing a great job. So we're going to be doing that. We are going to start off with a side-by-side comparison. As I'm talking, I've built this absolute monstrosity of a drone right here.
Daddy.
I have built it, haven't I? And we've got some HD0 on the top, we've got some Caddx in the middle, and some Walksnail in the middle, I should say, and we've got a DJI air unit on the bottom. Now, one little part I do want to say, before we start our tests, I do not have the latest DJI goggles. So I've only got the DJI goggles 2 or something, so I don't have that. And the HD0 that I'm using is a receiver right here on my Sky Zone. So let's get started, have some fun with this video. One of the things I love about FPV is it doesn't always go to plan. So we did have, like I mentioned at the start, we're going to cruise around and show you 3 comparable flights, or one flight with 3 cameras to show you exactly what feed do you like best, which one do you want to put in your FPV faces. However, DJI doesn't always like to play nice. We're going to talk about that a little bit. So it was kind of knocking the other signals out of the air. We were having zero luck. I tried so many channels, frequencies, power settings, all that sort of stuff. DJI also doesn't make that easy when it comes to power settings, but what I did do one better. If I can't do that, I want to show you still the exact same flight. Sorry, my assistant's going crazy in the background over there. Right, so I tried to fly that around. It's an absolute nightmare because DJI doesn't want to play nicely with power settings or anything like that, but I still would like to give you a side-by-side comparison at running the same path. So we are going to be building a big train set and doing 3 individual runs or recordings that we will be able to put side by side. Will that be fun?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. We'll cut back thanks to editing and show.
The tunnel's next to the train.
Okay.
I'm sure. I'm stopping everywhere.
Yeah, all right, push it down.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Here, Dad.
Okay. That will be a very good track.
Ugh.
Oh, great work. We hooked this up, so I built this with my daughter. We made a train set around the house and I put on the 3 different cameras, ran them one at a time around the same track. I'll be able to sync them up for you guys so you've got the same speed, the same footage, just on 3 different digital systems. So if you really want that side-by-side comparison, that is in this video as well. We're going to start it off with DJI, and I've got to say this is probably my least favorite system out of the digital bunch for the FPV community. The pros, though, they have a great picture. They really do have good products. It works well together. It is mostly bug-free. And all in all, if you are after the best of the best picture with some great ranges and things like that, this, and you're going to be flying solo, this is going to be the one for you. Sorry about this chicken. However, there are a lot of caveats that come with that. The first part I'm going to talk about, this test was such a nightmare to do because DJI does not like to play nicely with other systems. Whether you're going to the races, whether you're going to be flying around on Caddx or anything on Walksnail or HD0, DJI tends to stomp over other signals. I don't find it that it's the cleanest. And also, if you're up to like this latest air unit right here, there's no way to turn down the power level. So you can't set the exact frequency in a nice, easy way that we are used to in the FPV community and say, hey, just cruise me around on 25 milliwatts or something like that. It really doesn't make it easy. The big one for me that I also don't like, it is a closed ecosystem. The path to upgradability is very limited. They are anti-consumer, so really they try to gouge you each year by releasing new technology that doesn't stay up to date with their latest stuff, so it's not compatible, which is the case with a lot of my air units. They don't work with my old V1 goggles. If like this air unit here will not work with my DJI FPV System 1, which is a huge pain, and they are the most expensive as well. So who is DJI for? It is for people who mainly like to fly around themselves or other DJI pilots. They've got buckets of money. They don't mind being locked into one ecosystem and they have to upgrade every year. They're happy to keep spending that money. If I was in a company that did filming and it was my #1 priority where I wanted the best shots possible, I would either be building like a proper big cinematography rig, or for most people using DJI for a commercial work. I'd say that's where you should go. My assistant's back. Moving on to the next system on the list, and I'd say this is kind of in the middle. So we have the Caddx, the Walksnail system. There's some bad blood between these two, and the reason this works so well is because did they steal it, reverse engineer it? I don't know, but these guys used to work for DJI making the Caddx Vista, and now they're making their own stuff. This is the Walksnail goggle right here. This is the new one, the Goggles X, and these are the things I like about it. #1, the price. It is $549, which I think is an absolute steal. You can watch my review of it up here. The picture quality, I would say, is the second best out of these three. It is still more than enough for me. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I am also excited that it has a lot of potential upgrades in the future as well. You can use your analog stuff on here if you get a little adapter kit. And the big part, if the technology changes where things don't become compatible, you can actually pop this open, change the receiver. This is sort of like a forward-thinking goggle for us in the FPV community. The air units don't get too expensive. They're not the cheapest there is though. Yeah, you helping me? And all in all, I would say, look, the picture is great. I like what they're doing for the hobby. I have had no issues with dropouts or anything like that. You're going to get more bugs than you did with DJI, but lately they have been coming out with a lot of hot fixes and it's been working really, really well. I love you, darling. The air units I find also fit better than the DJI ones. Both of these get extremely hot though, I should say. So I find the Caddx air units work really well. Who is this suited for? I would say this is most pilots, bar the people who are going to be going to races, because that's where we're going to be talking about HD0 in just a second. This would be my system of choice. I love everything that it does. I love its price point. I love the functions. I love the upgraded path, which means I'm not going to have to buy a new set of goggles every time something comes out, which I think is fantastic. You can just upgrade the parts that are technologically not compatible. You'll be able to do that in the future with this. So I like the form factor. They fit really well on your face. Really nice screens. For me, this is the current pick in digital for my type of flying. The only person I wouldn't recommend that to is either if you're doing it for commercial work, that's where you go DJI, or this is where we're talking about the races out there, and this is HD0. Now my experience with HD0, I've only tried these tiny little sort of whoop boards and things like that, and I got to say I love them. I think they work really well. HD0 is fantastically integrated into races. If you're about going to the races, flying around competitively, going to any chance of, I guess, overseas or any official competitions, you are strongly recommended to get HD0. It plays really nice with analog. It is easy to record and get a lot of that footage out to like officials or people who are viewing them. I love the options and the functions that it does. Like both of these systems, the Walksnail and this one, you can get a VRX or a receiver that can go on your existing goggles, or there is HD0 goggles out there, which I haven't tried. They're about $600, I believe. I'll put a link on the somewhere down below anyway. But I'm getting more and more impressed with HD0. I don't think their picture is as good as either of these, so I wouldn't be choosing it for my type of flying, but I think it's going to be getting better in the future. Their boards are super light. It's really easy to get set up. And basically this is the integration king of moving into, like, if you're flying around with a lot of people, whether they be analog or HD0, this is going to play very nicely on those systems. It's not going to stomp all over them. It's just easy to get set up, get flying. It scans so quickly, locks it in. Did you just pick your nose? So yeah, all in all, look, I'd say HD0 is a must if you are really into races. For me, look, I just love cruising around, having some fun. I still do a lot of casual meetups and flies with Caddx. Doesn't stomp all over them. DJI can be a bit more of an issue, especially because it's more confusing depending on which version you've got, whether the Goggles 1, the Goggles V1 2, or the Goggles 2, however DJI does it. But look, overall, 3 different setups for 3 different types of pilots. Everyday pilots, go Caddx. Just interested in racing, if racing is your priority and you don't care about your picture as much, I would go HD0. And if you're doing commercial work, go for the digital right here with the DJI. But look, what I'm going to do towards the end of this, there is going to be that side-by-side footage. So please share some love or watch that and tell me which one do you think looks better. I did turn the router off in here as well, because I noticed there was, when I was watching some of this back, there was some interference on the HD0. So I don't know where that's coming from. I'd love to do more experiments with HD0 in the future. Caddx, 2 thumbs up. DJI, well, they're never going to watch this anyway. And look, if you're in commercial, you've got enough money, you're happy to spend thousands of dollars for it. Good for you. On that, subscribe for more FPV related content. Anything you'd like to say, Miss Assistant? What would you like to say? Huh? Okay. All right, other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying. Watch this bit at the end. All right, we finished now? Oh, you want to go get a snack? Don't pick your nose, yucky. Yay, boogers. All right, I need this chair, Missy Moo, because I got to turn the roof camera off.